What's up, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. I am Dr. TJ Alger, owner, co-founder of Essence Health Group with my beautiful wife. And our passion really is helping people live their best life. I know it's cliche, but that's the best way that we can say it. So welcome to the channel. I'm a certified peptide therapy practitioner. I absolutely love peptides. Any prescriptions go through our nurse practitioner in our clinic. So of course, because I can't prescribe, I'm a chiropractor by trade. So everything that you hear on this channel, this is just my opinion. So it's not medical advice. I don't claim to be your primary care physician, but I hope that this helps answer people's questions. And I'm here to help. I think our programs work better than anything out there. So if you're in need, shoot me a message, get a hold of me, comment, smash that subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads, and let's go. So today we want to talk about peptides like semaglutide and tirzepatide, or most commonly known as Mounjaro or Ozempic, right? Wegovy, like what the heck are these things? So what they are is GLP-1s, right? Or glucagon-like peptide receptor antagonists. So these help regulate insulin levels so that our body can produce less than it previously did. This can lower blood sugar, lower blood pressure, and they promote this feeling of fullness when we eat. So that term insulin, why do we care about insulin? Well, insulin is how our body absorbs the sugars that we're giving it, or glucose, right? And sugar's everywhere, okay? And so we tend to overeat glucose and sugar, and then our body just produces more and more insulin. And these receptors, they get fatigued in our body, and so then we just overproduce it. And that is the definition of, insulin resistance. And when you become resistant to insulin, that leads to that weight gain or bloating, that puffiness feeling, or even more serious, like diabetes and cardiovascular issues that so many people have. And so people say, well, what's the difference, right? Like I mentioned, Ozempic and Mounjaro, and then semaglutide and tirzepatide. Like, what's the difference there? Well, the active ingredient, if you will, tirzepatide and semaglutide, those ideally should be the same. Now, what we found in our clinic from some people that have been prescribed is when you just get the compound, meaning semaglutide or tirzepatide, for some reason, there's better results, right? Now, the only difference is that it's not attached to Big Pharma or a name brand drug like Ozempic or Mounjaro. So are they better? Are they safer? I don't really know. I can't have a for sure answer. I think, in my personal opinion, any time that you can, break away from Big Pharma and get something, straight from the compound, that is going to be better for you. And the results have kind of shown that. So that is the non-name brand drug. And those name brand drugs like Ozempic, I've been hearing from people that it's really expensive. Per month it can be north of $1,000. It's like, yeah, that's not realistic. These GLP-1s can be amazing, but we have to figure out a way to make it realistic for your average person that's looking to get healthier. So if that's you, again, don't forget to subscribe and smash the alert button. I'd love to help you. That way you don't miss an upload on the channel. So I get this question a lot. Some of the most common questions I get are, well, I don't have diabetes. I read that this is only for diabetes. How can I get this? Well, short answer, yes, you can get it through a clinic like ours that is still doing a consultation, a full health history, running labs if necessary, and prescribing these GLP-1s to you so you can still get the results. Now, if you don't have diabetes, we can't just blindly follow the dosage recommendations. This is a mistake that I see a lot of clinicians making. You have to kind of play with it a little bit, see what the labs come back with, where you're not causing some of these side effects. Like the first thing that happens if you Google, Ozempic side effects, like it's so many. And I think that's because there's underlying issues. We're not looking at the total package, the total picture, of someone's health, and we're just, going into it, right? I think it is over prescribed. We need to be taking the time. Like, this is still our health. It's our stomach. It's our pancreas, right? as far as contraindications, right, there aren't a lot, but we obviously don't give this to someone, who has like active thyroid cancer, or something like that. And never double up, right? I had heard about this where someone was on Ozempic and then got tirzepatide, off the internet or something. It was like, okay, we got to pump the brakes here a little bit. And that was actually one of the motivations for me making this video today. So we got to play with the dose a little bit. Even if you don't have diabetes, most of our clients actually don't have diabetes. We can still get these great results and improve, the quality of life. And you see me smiling because it has been remarkable to see people like get their groove back, almost like get a little bit of swagger back. It doesn't matter what age you are. Like, you start dropping some pounds, your belt fits differently, your clothes fit differently, favorite dress fits differently. So we're having more date nights. You like what you see in the mirror. You're working out more. The motivation comes back. Like, it's fantastic what these things can do when done right, when done correct. So what are some of the side effects? We mentioned that most of the time the side effects are very simple and minimal when done right, because it's a little bit of nausea, right? I found that people get nauseous when we have to, up a dose, even though we're doing it correctly. It's like the first day at that, upper dose can be some nausea, but I haven't heard people like, having to miss work or like, having vomiting with their nausea. Like, it's definitely stuff we can handle, and we have some tips and tricks to kind of cut back on any of those side effects. The other one is people just not feeling hungry enough. I know it sounds crazy, because most of my clients that I have discovery calls with, they feel like they're addicted to food, right? They love food. They're foodies, right? I'm a foodie as well. But we have to do it in the right way and actually change the way that our body responds to the fuel, the food that we're giving it, and it can happen in a fairly short amount of time, which is pretty cool. So not being hungry enough is kind of a thing. You got to make sure you're eating and staying hydrated. If you don't, other side effects can pop up, right? Such as, constipation. That's a common one because people probably just aren't eating enough, right? Or they don't have a good gut microbiome, not getting enough fiber, to help them move things through. So most of the time, these are, easy fixes. So let's talk a little bit about like how it works, right? And so when you take the GLP-1, some of the things that you're gonna feel, I think I mentioned it in the beginning, is you're gonna feel full longer. Okay, so it delays gastric emptying or stomach emptying. So it keeps the food that you're eating in your tummy longer. Okay, and it also can work with the part of the brain that causes us to have cravings, like middle of the night cravings or late night snacking, or that middle of the afternoon when it's like, oh, I gotta have a cookie and a bag of potato chips, right? We want to eliminate that because those are gut health crushers, right? And weight loss crushers as well. And so when we can cut back on those cravings, and it's just like, I'm good, you can push through your workday and not have that, which is a beautiful thing. So this can empower people to make changes and feel unstuck, like stuck in the mud, or like, I'm working so hard, I feel like I'm doing all the research on the supplements and the diet, and I'm getting my exercise in, right? And you're still stuck in the mud, just spinning your wheels. That is one of the most disheartening feelings. And I want to let you know that you're not crazy, you're not alone, but be empowered. And these peptides can really like start a fire and bring that motivation back. Once you start seeing it, then it's like, okay, I can do this, which is really, really cool. And so another question that I get is, so when I'm on this drug, right, most people are on it for 3 to 6 months, and they're losing like 30 to 50 pounds, sometimes 60 pounds in that short time frame. I know, it's amazing. But they learn a lot about themselves, right? So that's kind of another key, is you're learning this new lifestyle and how your body responds, and what kind of lifestyle you want to lead in the future. And so, no, I wouldn't say that, oh, you're just going to gain it all back, right? As long as you're also doing in some work. The peptides are going to work, but you have to work too, if you're on them. And the only reason that I've had clients, have the weight just bounce back is because when I find out or we do the upgraded labs, it's like, yeah, you've been eating hot dogs, cake, and pizza, as your majority part, right? Now, those things are wonderful. We're probably going to have some of that, right? I'm a huge pizza guy. But if we limit it, right, and how our body responds to it, now we can handle it without becoming insulin resistant. And so that's kind of the goal. And so if this has resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I hope this helps answer some questions. If I missed anything that you're curious about, ask me below. I'll try to get to those comments. And oftentimes people are like, well, how can I get started? Well, I'll put in the comments a link to our free discovery call, so that you can book that, right on our calendar, and we can talk about your goals and figure out what kind of specific program we can put together for you, and we'll go from there. And make sure you don't miss. I'm gonna have another video that's gonna be how to maximize the weight loss once you're on this. So I got 3 awesome tips for you. So hit that subscribe and alert bell so you don't miss an upload, and be on the lookout. Talk soon.